Habari yako ma Africa. Well, today I want to speak about the man, the myth, the legend, Julius Malema. I want to speak about him and the EFF. And the question I want to ask you today is that, is there a possibility of an existence of the EFF beyond the character of Julius Malema? Some people say absolutely not. And some people say yes. Some people say if Julius Malema leaves the EFF will start dying a slow death. And some people say if for some reason Julius Malema meets his untimely death, the EFF will disbandle altogether. Is these things true? We have asked the same question about the MK party and Jacob Zuma, and some people say beyond Jacob Zuma, the party will crash. No Jacob Zuma, no MK. Does that also apply to the EFF? No Julius Malema, no CIC, it means that no EFF. I think this question is a question that is simply asked, but the answer to it is quite broad. And I want to break it down for you guys in this comment section and in this video. And I want you guys to please give me an ear. Let's talk about the EFF. Let's talk about Julius Malema. Let's talk about South African politics and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
I will never get tired. No one can make me tired. I march forward to the victory of our people. The revolution in South Africa is guaranteed that under the EFF, this country will be the better. Stand up, South Africa. Make sure that South Africa, you are counted with me. Run, South Africa. Stand and make sure that our people understand that they need to be counted. You must be counted. You must be part of history. You must make sure that you are one of the people who are going to deliver economic freedom in our lifetime. Freedom in our lifetime. Amanda!
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kahijo Tlongwane Zinchiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And guys, I'm telling you, this is a very interesting topic for me. It's one of those videos where I gave it some thought and I'm like, this question, can it be answered, honestly, without any biasness, because some of us have voted the EFF, without any biasness, because some of us love Julius Malema, without any biasness, because we love the economic freedom fighters. Is there a EFF beyond Julius Malema, the president of the EFF since its existence? We have seen that there is an EFF beyond Abu Floyd Chivambo and everyone else that has left the EFF. In fact, EFF supporters are saying, let these people go, King. Let these people go. We don't care. As long as the CIC is still there, we are okay. Then it brings us to the question, how will EFF members feel if Julius Malema leaves the party or Julius Malema meets his untimely death? And we don't want to wish that on anyone. I really wish that Julius Malema lives long to be the African leader and get the African recognition that he deserves, because honestly, he is a great leader. So I want to start with the economic freedom fighters. I want to start with the party itself, and I want to speak about them. The EFF came at a time where, when was it? 2013, when the youth of South Africa was losing hope in politics. Back then, nobody had interest in politics the youth. I'm talking about under 35s. There was some still, great numbers in the ANC Youth League, but because Abu Julius left the Youth League, from there, I think there are 2 or 3 presidents after Julius. It was just a circus after that. The EFF comes in. The EFF brings us a different dimension of politics. You know, the EFF is started by the youth. They come in. Abu Julius, imagine Abu Julius is 40. They are 43 in 2024. You can imagine how old they were in 2013. You can just imagine how old they were. Young, vibrant, pushing passion for politics. And, they're driven with that anger of saying the ANC has kicked us out and now we will show them. So the EFF dominated in the student areas, the student councils, in the SRCs, in the varsities and in the college, because the student grew in love. And you remember that movement of Abo Naledi, fees must fall and all of those things. The passion of the EFF at that given time, unmatched by any political party. And now you have a situation where the EFF was at its strongest in 2023. I don't think anyone thought going into the elections, at least us who can read these patterns properly, I did not think in any dream, shape or form that the DA would be able to beat the EFF on the ballot paper with numbers on a free, fair elections. But let me just get in there. We will never get what we think is a free, fair elections. The IEC is captured. We saw that. We saw it with the results board. We saw it with their officials. We heard them when they speak. These people are not independent as we thought they are. So yes, the IEC might be the best operating electoral system in Africa, but they are by no means free and fair. Let's not, like that one, let's get it out of the way. With the strength of the EFF that they had in 2023, they could not carry that momentum post the elections because of the numbers. It shocked them. 9% EFF. It shocked the EFF. They started losing the student councils. They were winning in most varsities. Even here in Northern Cape, where I stay, Salt Lake University, the EFF was the leader of the SRC. But this year, the ANC has taken that varsity back. And that the same goes in many other varsities where it's either the MK has disturbed the whole thing or the ANC is gradually winning the SRC's elections. And mostly it's because of members shifting from ANC to EFF back to the ANC. You know what I'm saying? From SASCO to back to the student command. So the EFF failed in one thing. They failed in keeping the attention of the youth. And Mina, I came here live and I gave the, Usihle, the youth leader now of the EFF, and I gave him free advice. I said, each and every province, we've got 9 provinces in South Africa. The coastal provinces, Northern Cape, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, and KwaZulu-Natal. The central provinces, you've got Mpumalanga and the Free State and Gauteng. Then you've got Limpopo, Northwest, and Northern Cape. I said each and every youth provincially must have an activity. I said, make it simple. Build a clinic. Build, like the youth of, let me see, what example can I make? The youth of Eastern Cape build a flushing toilet for 5 or 10 schools that don't have flushing toilets. That is something that the government is failing to do. Make fundraisers, keep the youth busy. It's so easy to keep the youth busy. So easy, because youth follow trends. Start trends on social media. Start profile pictures. Marketing like nobody's business. In Northern Cape, build a clinic. In Limpopo, build a road. Go to a school, build a gate. Do something that other youth leaders are not thinking of. And I gave you guys this thing for free. I said, think about what I'm saying. Each and every youth of every province, give them an activity. What is going to happen? Some are going to achieve this activity and some are not going to achieve this the goals. But what is going to happen? You're going to keep them busy within the EFF. And the national leadership does not have to get involved. Because you can't tell me the youth league of Gauteng can't build a clinic. A clinic, how much is a clinic? 300, 400,000, a small clinic. They can choose a small remote area in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, somewhere, a rural area, and build a clinic there and hand it over to government. Say, listen, it's our clinic, but we build it for the community, so we don't want the glory. Government, come. All you need to do, we are giving this clinic a name. And you give it a name, you say Umpila Mautwe Clinic, for example. But they don't want to listen to me. So let's leave the EFF and we'll come back to them. Julius Malema is a great politician. Listen, this man is celebrated throughout Africa. You saw what happened when he went to, where did he go? To Accra, Ghana. Accra in Senegal. What am I saying? Anyways, when he travels out of South Africa, going to Nairobi, Kenya, going out this. In fact, when you read the comments of our African brothers, they don't understand why South Africans are not voting Julius Malema. They don't understand. They're like, you South Africans, what do you want? Why? Because he speaks the Pan-African spirit, the unity of Africa. So they love hearing that, because some South Africans hate Julius Malema for standing up for African people, not standing up for crime, not standing up for undocumented movement of African brothers and sisters, but standing up to say, let's protect each other as Africans. He's a great leader. And sometimes I think it's a curse for him, because unfortunately it will look like Julius Malema is born in the wrong country at the wrong time. South Africans, we don't appreciate easily. South Africans will wait for your death before we can celebrate you in any way, shape, or form. That is like it's a disease that is infected most African people. It's like we don't appreciate what we have up until it is gone. We don't have to wait for Ibrahim Traore to die to name a building in South Africa after that man. If indeed we are a Pan-Africanist, believing, celebrating country. You understand what I'm saying? Just because he's not born here does not mean that a young man must not be. Look how Thomas Sankara is celebrated now. Do you think he was celebrated like that when he was alive? No, absolutely not. Until his untimely death, he was not celebrated the way he's celebrated now, remembered every year anniversary of Thomas Sankara's death. So I feel like Julius is born at a wrong time in a wrong country. You guys will correct me if I'm right or wrong, because the appreciation of the type of leader he is, it's heartbreaking, to be honest. And I think the problem with Julius, if I had to criticize him by also giving him points, is that Julius runs with the end in sight. Let me explain that. Economical freedom in our lifetime, Pan-Africanism, Julius Malema looks at that and he tells his soldiers, his fighters, he says, listen, let's run. Excuse me, guys. Let's run. And when he runs for that goal, he doesn't look to the sides. He doesn't look, how is these soldiers doing? How are they still coming together? Who's leaving? Who's not leaving? He does not care. He's emotionless when it comes to achieving his goal, as to let's go there. But at the end, when he stands and looks, he says, I've lost so many soldiers. But in his heart, he says, it doesn't matter. As long as the few of us can get together and achieve this goal that we want to achieve, let's go. And that has led to the EFF losing numbers. He does not want to see emotional leaders. Julius views emotion as weakness. That's why he doesn't show much emotions. The first time we saw him show emotions was with that conference of Floyd Shivambu. Ever since again, and I think with Mama Winnie Madikizela's death, that's the only time we saw Julius Malema was a little bit vulnerable in terms of his emotions. So one thing we always must remember when it comes to our leaders is, how does our enemy describe them? How does our enemy treat them? How does our enemy relate to them? For me, that is the highest measuring stick of a true Pan-Africanist. When your enemies speak about your leader, what do they say? If your leader can sit and stand there and shake hands with the DA, shake hands with AfriForum, Missy Zulu, shake hands with IFP, shake hands with Freedom Front Plus, with Dr. Peter Groenewald. If your enemy can do, your president and your leader can do that, shake hands with the enemies, then you must just know that thing is not a leader. Why is it that the enemies are comfortable around these ANC leaders? Why? Why is it that they hate Julius so much? And it's funny now because they are stuck with this thing where they don't know, do they hate Julius more or Msholozi more? So right now they are quiet with the VBS thing. They are quiet. They are Julius and Floyd. They are quiet. They are taking Upanyaza. They are taking Uzuma. That is what they are doing. But you will see once the EFF gains momentum and they start growing, they will start again. Front page, newspapers, ENCA, Newsroom Africa, SABC, all of them. Julius, tell us, where did this card go? Where did you swipe this card? All of those things, they will be starting again. And Julius will be saying, this is the same song, different characters. And we will not be listening. So I like it that Julius Malema is hated with passion by our colonizers. I liked it. Allegations that the EFF is also supported by Antonio white monopoly capitalist, I cannot confirm that. But we will get to that judgment when we get to that story. The problem with South African politics, now getting to my conclusion and answering the question, is there an EFF beyond Julius Malema? South African politics, we follow characters. Chris Hani, Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki. We follow Jacob Zuma. I don't know, what were you following? Man follow Cyril Ramaphosa. Nyazbuza. Because South Africans, they follow characters. Gayton Mackenzie, Mr. Adams of the National Colored Congress. Who else? Vuyo Zongula, Herman Mashaba, characters. Musi Maimane, I don't know what you are following there. I don't know what you are following there. There is some type of character that you guys are voting for that person. There's someone I'm forgetting. Why am I forgetting my favorite politician's name? Andy Lengitama, character from the EFF. And whoever I'm missing now is their problem. Anyway, South Africans follow characters. That is what we do. So, indeed, it is sound-minded to reason to say there is no EFF beyond Julius Malema. What we mean is not that when Julius leaves the EFF will die, or when Julius passes away, the EFF will die. We mean the party will not be bigger than what it was when the man was there. So if Julius, okay, let me start with death. If Julius I don't want to wish death upon that man, but if there is a timeless death, sickness, accident, whatever the case can be, the EFF in 2029, let's say he passes away before 2029, I wish he lives long. I really do. The EFF will not grow beyond 9%. That's what we mean. There's no party, there's no EFF beyond Julius. So without Julius, no matter you can bring Rosie to be the president and bring someone, they're going to get something like 5%. Let's be honest, 4%. And then the next elections, 3%, slowly dying. If Julius Malema leaves the EFF for MK, which is what some of us would want, why we want a unity of the progressive parties, they call them the progressive caucus. Understand? I wish he lives with the EFF and joins the MK, and then there is a national election to see who must be the president between all of these great leaders. Our Floyd, Julius, our Jacob Zuma, all of them. Just to see who will be president amongst them. And then I'm sure Jacob Zuma would win and Julius Malema will be deputy president. That is the best scenario for me as a Pan-Africanist. Jacob Zuma as the president, Julius Malema as a deputy president. Or vice versa, I'll be very happy. Julius Malema as the president and Jacob Zuma saying, listen, you are a young man, you do your thing, I will sit in the backside. I will be happy as long as they change the constitution, as long as they change this issue of land, as long as they attack this issue of our minerals, they attack this thing of agriculture, I will be very happy. So the question is answered simple. Yes, there is no EFF beyond Julius Malema. The party is built around the charisma and the character of Julius Malema. There is nothing like the EFF can be successful without the man. He leaves or he even retires and says, listen guys, I'm not healthy, I'm not good, I'm giving another leader of the EFF a chance to lead, but I will back him from outside the EFF, whatever. The EFF is dead. The EFF is dead. It won't last 10 years after that. You understand? The same goes with the MK. The day Obama sleeps, the MK, it will drop 5%, 10%, and then it will cease to exist after that. And that might be a very careless statement to say. Maybe we are wrong. Maybe, you'll never know in politics, because who is to say those people in the DA and those people in the ANC are still want to be there also? There's so much, nonsense that can happen at any time, unpredicted life scenarios that can happen, that some of us might not be here in 2029. You'll never know who's going to be here, so we can't fully predict it. We're just forecasting here, but I want to hear what you guys think about that thought that Julius Malema is bigger than the EFF, and if indeed he leaves the EFF or for some reason he's unalived, the EFF will not even be competitive in 2029 they will be somewhere there at 5% or something like that. That is my take on the EFF. I hope you guys enjoy that. But don't forget, guys, we are building the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We call it PASETA for short. PASETA is the school that we are building. We're trying to Africanize the school curriculum to bring back Ubuntu into the school area, into the school environment, because our children have lost respect. Our children don't know how to make money. Our children don't know how to take care of their environment and everything. So in PASETA, that is exactly what we're trying to bring back. We're trying to bring back the African Ubuntu spirit into the school environment. If you are someone that likes that type of thinking, someone who has not lost hope in African people uniting and building great institutions, come this side. We are calling for 10,000 people to donate each 50 rand. 50 rand, that's all. 50 rand per month. Just contribute. And this is what we've been asking for since the 21st of July. Since the 21st of July, PASETA is 3 months now. We are going to turn 4 months or 100 days very soon. And a big announcement is coming this coming Sunday. Wait for the big announcement. This Sunday is going to blow you away. Everyone in South Africa will start be talking about PASETA starting this Sunday. From Monday next week, everyone will know, your celebrities, everyone will know about PASETA. You watch us as we visit other podcasters to inform them about what we are doing here on King Said So about PASETA. So I'm very excited about that. Contribute your 50 rand. We are very excited about everyone who's contributing. We see the contributions each and every day without skipping. Guys, I appreciate you so much. As learning in Malian, we are taking care of your money. And this Sunday, you will see exactly why I'm saying that. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.